you can find the story on KUM.com. Interesting because they are going to emulate to some degree the the on-demand ride sharing and route planning features of Uber. So they're going to look into that. But as for the current moment, we are heading over to Mingi Lao, at least virtually, where our friends from the UOG shrines are here.
So what we're trying to do here is shake the tree a little bit and entice people to go and register and enroll at the University of Guam. And I know, Joanne?
Yes, half a day. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning. Thanks for joining us. Where's the rest of the gang?
We are having some technical difficulties, so you're going to get me for a little bit, and we're going to try to shoot it on over to the Dean and Lorenzo Ejivala.
Right on, no problem. So we have here Miss Joanne Sudo, who's the recruitment coordinator for the University of Guam. Good morning, Joanne.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
Of course. So let's just get right into it. Enrollment, is it where you guys want it to be, or are you looking to kind of drum up more interest in people enrolling and attending the University of Guam?
We're definitely always on recruitment. Recruitment never stops here at the university. And the fact that COVID kind of hit us and a lot of students were trying to make the best of the situation with online learning, we are trying to open up our campus so that we can appease to all the different types of learners and get them back on campus and create some normalcy again.
Right on. You know, one thing that I thought was pretty cool is we did our we had some graduation story that we had, and I think it was Southern High, and a lot of kids were saying that they were going to go to the University of Guam.
Mm-hmm. That makes us happy. Our dean's on screen now, and this is our retention coordinator. You can see him.
Good morning, half a day. I was actually, I finished assisting a student. I have another student waiting on Zoom. But I just wanted to say half a day, everyone. If you have any questions regarding academic advisement or career paths, definitely feel free to contact me. My name is Lorenzo Ejivala. I'm here to help all the, incoming students or anyone who wants to level up. All right, thank you.
Level up.
Right on. And then we also have joining us in the Zoom room, Lawrence Camacho, who is the Dean of Enrollment Management and Student Success.
Dr. Lawrence
I'm
Camacho.
sorry, Doctor. Oh, we have a doctor in the house.
Lawrence.
What can you tell us about the variants?
You can call me Lawrence. Buenas and half a day. Really, thank you for the opportunity to promote our wonderful university. The only four-year university on this side of the Pacific and the international date line. And we're very, very happy to be open back up here on Guam as a university where students have the opportunity to come and enjoy the learning as they partake in this thing called higher education. As the Dean of Enrollment Management and Student Success, I am really charged with 15 departments all across the board to ensure that anything that happens, or mostly what happens outside of the student's life from the classroom space, we are providing the services that we need. And really to be here this morning and to talk about the energy that's going on and is happening when it comes to folks being excited to come to the university. It's just a wonderful time. So we really appreciate the few minutes that we have here this morning to describe that and to enable everyone to understand how we're doing. So real quickly though, just want to kind of give an overview. So, last year, a year and a half ago, pandemic hit. And so we had to quickly and immediately, almost in an immediate fashion, transition and pivot to the virtual platform for learning. And then on top of that, we pivoted all of our services virtually as well. And so here we are, year and a half now. We're excited that starting this summer, we are offering in-person classes. Some are totally in-person, some are hybrid, where it's in-person halfway and then virtually the other half. And then there are also high flex where a professor could virtually be teaching in class with some, and maybe half of his or her class is also learning from the virtual side.
Right.
So we have those coming down.
Doc, what are you hearing from students who are enrolling? I know that there was some trepidation because of that whole tuition increase that was kind of shelved, right? So what are you hearing now from kids who are coming in to enroll? Are they ready to get back to school again?
Yes, and In fact, so we've gone through 3 good semesters of virtual platform learning, right? And 1 summer session. Students have been waiting for this moment where they want to kind of come back into the classroom. A lot of them will claim, and they would give me a phone call telling me that, hey, I signed up to go to University of Guam because I wanted to be in the classroom, and here we are with virtual. And I try to kind of make them understand that because of the pandemic, we are restricted to the virtual platform. And so they appreciate everything that we're doing to continue the learning. The good thing about it is that we never stopped, right? We didn't stop because of the pandemic. Maybe there are universities across the United States who did that, but we didn't faltered through to stop the learning of our students and to stop the teaching. We continue that on. So I'm very excited about that. And a lot of the students know that we have their back. Now it is time for us to transition, and we'll never be the way we were pre-pandemic, but we are now starting to strategically understand the environment and more, and ensure that we provide the best for our students in both the learning and outside engaging activities. So to answer your question, yes, students are excited to get back. There are some students who are still hesitant because of the pandemic, but I mean, that's why we offer online as well, still with the opportunity for them to continue the learning. But this is the time, this is the moment. Guam is recovering from this, and we want our students from the high school and from all over the community to come to the university and take part in the learning so that they can go back and be those leaders, problem solvers, and designers of the future of Guam and the region. So is the reason why we're very excited. I'm excited to be at the university doing all this for our students.
Ladies and gentlemen, Jason Solis.
Hey, good morning, guys. As a proud member of the UOG class of 1996, 2 things become apparent to me. 1, I'm really, really old. And then 2, for future Tritons, and I've had the good fortune of interviewing many over the last year, and I kind of wanted to throw this out to you guys. So for the students that were freshmen last year, right? I talked to several during Charter Day, and some of the kids who were MCs, they were one of them was a freshman, and I said, don't worry, this isn't what your entire collegiate experience is like. UOG is as much about developing social intellect as it is developing academic intellect, and learning from books. It's about interacting. It's about discovering your environment, knowing the history and the culture of this place, and then also contributing back to it. So can you guys maybe shed some light on, for either incoming freshmen or for kids that are about to become sophomores and everything like that, what they can expect from hopefully their first year of a semi-normal campus experience being in college?
And let me, before Joanne and Lorenzo answer that, I just want to say that, and I really have talked to quite a few of those that we recruited last year who came in as freshmen, right, straight out of the high school. They were excited to come to the university, but yet they found themselves learning from the computer at home, right, because we were still in that mode. And we really feel now they're transitioning to be sophomores. We're doing everything we can to provide that experience, because they're the ones that are more vulnerable than others, I think, in the way of just getting that collegiate experience back in play for them. And so with our first year experience, we're excited to come in and offer in person and some hybrid, and then even high flex for across the university's course offerings, if you will. For those that were with us for a year now, never really were in the in-person side of it, we're going to be promoting all kinds of activities when we can, still with the COVID protocols, following all that, but so that they have that experience. And so we understand the vulnerability of that for that population. The ones coming in, we're excited. We're going to offer them what we can.
Yeah, part of being at UOG, I mean, is just enjoying the campus life and walking from class to class. I mean, it's a little bit of a hike, but you get a good amount of exercise. You get to interact probably with people that you would have never interacted with before. It's hanging out in the student center. It's going to the library, experiencing the computer center, all these wonderful resources that really help you grow into a well-rounded academic individual. So the fact that kids who basically had their freshman year studied from home, the fact that they're now going to get to that, I mean, all praise due to you guys and everything like that, because it's going to be a wonderful opportunity for them.
Wow. I just wanted to ask about the policy for vaccination and testing. Is there a policy in place for students?
Yeah, and I'll again, before Joanna Lorenzo chime in on that, let me just say that the directive that we have right now is so that if you are going to be a student enrolled in an in-person class, we're asking the students to get on this particular link that we're pushing out and upload proof of vaccination, or if they're not vaccinated, to show proof that they've been tested negative, and that's on a weekly basis. So we're trying to encourage vaccination, just like the rest of the island is. Everyone is trying to promote that, right? So right now we have more than 80% of our population, as we polled, who have been vaccinated, and the remainder is the one we're trying to encourage to be vaccinated, so that we continue to have a safe environment. But vaccination does not mean that we're just now going to stop with the protocols and all that. We're going to continue with the COVID-19 protocols and all, with or without vaccination. But to allow the in-person activity with the social distancing within our classroom space, we just want to reassure the other students that we have a safe and that the faculty is also vaccinated. Over.
Is that mandatory, or what if you get just those students who are like, no, don't believe in COVID?
Yeah, so those students who don't believe in the vaccination and still don't want to do the testing, there are online courses that we're offering, and so that's where they're going to have to avail to. Otherwise, again, and then again, there's a very small percentage of that, and we're recruiting, and we to this date have over 600 folks who have applied to the university who are new or transferring in, who are re-entering into the university, and so we're excited about that number. We want that number to continue to increase, even if it's up to 800. I mean, we have 1,200 folks who graduated from the high schools, at least just in the public side, public high school side, and we want to encourage them to join. Not knowing whether they're vaccinated or not, we're still going to push through to ensure that they understand that they're coming into a safe environment for an
now,
in-person.
Joanna, I do have a question for you, and again, I'm going to put right now on my alumni hat, right? Because I got a degree from UOG, very proudly so, in marketing, right? And I always appreciated how when I started going there in the early 90s, the recruitment effort and to sell UOG to prospective students, because kids were like, I can work in the private sector, I can become a cop, I can become a firefighter, I can enlist in the military, or I can go to college, right? And so UOG's thing was always like, you should go here because we're going to give you a quality education, and also we feature a world-class marine biology program. People come all the way from the Czech Republic to train here, and we have a nationally renowned ROTC program. More kids at UOG who are still cadets have the Ranger tab even before they enlist. So like that's how it used to be. I'm pretty sure that tradition continues, but how are you guys actually pitching this to students who kind of may be on the fence, and they're kind of like vacillating on exactly what they want to do?
I'll let Joanna and Lorenzo do that, but hey, thanks for pitching in and putting a shout out to the ROTC program. I'm a product of the ROTC. 21 years of active duty service as a successful career, in my opinion. But really, I credit all that to the ROTC experience that I had at the university.
And until you have rappelled down the side of the science building at UOG, you have not truly lived.
Thanks for that.
And that's
but
what
go
they
ahead.
used to train on and everything. Those are good days.
Before I answer the rappelling question, I'll give it back to Joanna and Lorenzo.
Okay, Joanne. So what is kind of like the pitch right now, and what really closes the deal about really letting prospective students know what they're going to get when they go to UOG?
We have done everything that we possibly can to ensure that we are meeting the demographics. I mean, we created this welcome center right after the pandemic. It kind of had a pause for a moment, but now we're back in action. We're doing a live Zoom 8 to 5. Students that don't want to be on campus, they can log into any our Zoom and just ask any questions or get assistance or advisement on anything that they need dealing with the university. We also have our Instagram social media campaign that we're pushing out. We have a WhatsApp text, so trying to meet the students where they normally are in their the way they communicate. So when we're pushing these things out, it really helps that I came from the department, GDOE, and just talking to students and trying to help them understand that college is really for everyone. You don't have to be the top 10% of your class. Our first gen students, they just kind of need that extra support. So that's where Lorenzo and I come in to kind of lower down their anxiety levels about coming to college, walking them through the process. We are training some of our ambassadors over here to have that peer support, just so that we have that educational support system throughout the entire process. And then Lorenzo comes in again with the retention piece of it. So even though they're done with their first year, we get students that are, doubtful what they want to do. They're always worried about not knowing what their future is going to hold for them. And, we really pride ourselves on the university's mission of Ina Disculp Recepi, which is to enlighten, to discover, and to serve. And that's what we do here. We want to enlighten our students about everything and anything that they can possibly be, what they can pursue, what they're challenged with, scholarships, all these national recognitions, everything. They're here to discover, what they can do for our community,
and for themselves.
And for themselves. We work along with every community, GCC, GDOE, other institutions that kind of just help grow our community. And then, of course, obviously to serve as best we can, meeting our students, meeting our prospective parents and family members, however we can, just so that they understand we're really here to help. And we want education to grow because it's always going to be continuous.
Yeah, people think getting into a university or participating in college, that they just kind of like assume, and probably naively so, that there's so much friction and it's so hard and it's so expensive and there's so much paperwork. But you guys actually really try and work with the students as much as you can to make sure that that process is easy, because you want them to be there.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, and that's why we throw it over to our students too, so that they can have that one-on-one conversation. Everyone's been in this situation. You know how it was to be a student at the university in your freshman year, trying to figure out where to go, where am I going to turn in this form? So we understand it. We're just trying to make the process smoother.
And one thing I want to add, I think, Jason, kind of like what you said, because I'm also, an old timer. When I started applying for universities or whatnot, that was all us. We did it on our own, no guidance or whatnot. But, in developing this Triton Welcoming Center, actually even prior to this, we started pioneering this, call it like a one-stop shop, where once they contact us, help them fill out the application. And aside from that, a lot of individuals, they struggle with payments or whatnot. So there are opportunities from scholarships and financial aid. So we assist them also in filling out the FAFSA. We have that, that care, that local hospitality, and we like to extend that also with our students. Mm-hmm. And I think with that, it's been proven, helpful and beneficial.
Hey, you guys, anybody watching this right now, if you guys were able to negotiate the PUA application process, like for the past year and everything like that, you guys can do the FAFSA.
Yes. Yeah. And one of the things to Chris, Jason, Sabrina, and team there, and for the audience listening in, almost half of our population at the university, student population that is, are first generation students. Right. So the conversation at the dinner table is not like when, they're not first generation and uncles and aunts at the fiestas or even at the dinner table, mom and dad could be coaching the student through this process of trying to get through the FAFSA, trying to get through the university's application process, or any higher education institution for that matter. Right. What I'm feeling is that, hey, for at least the 50% that are going to be first generation students, we want the conversation at the dinner table for that particular high school student to say, mom and dad, I am ready for college, or guardian, I am ready for college because I've been getting this support from the university and I feel like my peers and I are ready to go and transition from high school to the university, and not have that anxiety and that fear or curiosity still of what this means to them, right? Because this is like the first time that they're going to be coming to an institution where they're not going to wait for the bells to ring to move from one class to the next. It's going to be them independently trying to sign up for the various courses. So we have to be there to guide and support them. And that's where Lorenzo and Joanne and the rest of our team, outside of the Welcome Center, we have this thing called the Triton Advising Center that we've also established a year ago. And with that is to support the current students. And so we're asking our current students right now to please reconsider if they're still on the fence of whether or not, hey, I don't know if it's going to be virtual or it's going to be in person. Please understand it's going to be in person is what we're shooting for in the Fenechon semester, the fall season. And we're starting that in the summer. Please register for the courses and seek out our advisors in the Triton Advising Center or the declared advisors down in your colleges and schools to register and be prepared to come to the university. So we're really looking at it from two wavelengths, the new student and the excitement and the energy that we get for the prospective students coming to the university. And then we're trying to reinvigorate the excitement for those current students that need to kind of return back, get online and register, call an advisor, get some help, and let's get going so that we can have a wonderful Fenechon semester. Over.
Right on. Thank you guys for coming by. As we get closer, if you want to come on again and shake the tree, let us know.
Yes, we're always. Joanna Lorenzo would always be there to
right,
on, and I would too. Always good thing for a university.
I feel like you were nervous, Dr. Lawrence. I feel like you were nervous this morning.
You thought I was nervous this morning, or they thought that was nervous?
Yeah, I don't know. I felt like you were nervous. Your hair looks great, by the way. Don't worry.
We're here. Yeah, your hair is amazing, sir. Don't worry. We bring the energy.
Yes,
right on. Right
He's
on.
our support.
I'm never
the
nervous.
energy, he brings support.
When I'm selling the university and promoting our brand over the university and the great things that we're doing, I'm never nervous. I'm always out there in front to lead the way and making sure that we provide the best. So
okay, and if I can have one final shout out to my beloved alma mater. When I went there in the early 90s, things have changed so much right now in the cafeteria and the student center. But when I went there, best fried rice and onion rings on the island. I swear, that was the best place to get onion rings.
What year were you there? What years
92
were you?
to 96.
Okay, I was there 95 to 97. So I
got one for you guys. I got one for you guys. Way before that, I never attended UOG, but when I was going over to GW, I would hang out at KUOG.
Oh, yeah.
With DJ Jojo Peter.
Yep.
Way back in the day. So, yeah.
That was, I love.
Winner!
Yeah, KUOG. I hope you guys bring that back to it like it's glory. Because when I was at UOG, I mean, where else in the world, right? Not just on Guam, but where else in the world can you actually find a student-run radio station where you can have Bob Marley, followed up by Depeche Mode, followed up by Slayer, and everybody,
JD Crutch.
And JD Crutch, and everybody dug it because it was everybody's music, and everybody just got along. Yeah. And by the way, we all studied and we all got an education.
Sooner or later, we're going to build our new Triton Success Center, right? It's been in the waiting for a while now, but I think we're putting that back in motion, and we're getting some momentum on that. But part of the design, really, honestly, was to have a radio station there for where the students are going to be engaged in. So I'll do my best to make that continue to make that part of the design as we design this new structure.
Sounds like a perfect fit for Professor Chris to slide right in there. See you guys.
But again, thank you so much for this, and we will be back anytime you invite us back.
Right on.
Go ahead, Lorenzo.
Thank you, Lorenzo. Thank you, Joanne.
Have a great day, guys.
Thank you, Doc.
Best of luck.
Have a great day.
Go Triton.
All right.
Viva.
Viva UOG. All right. Good stuff and good
job,
stuff and
Jay.
good people going on.
Way to go, man. Yeah. Way to pump your alma. 907, Senator Frank Blas Jr. says, if you look at the plan for the American Rescue Plan money, too much of it is going to the government, not enough going to the people. And so we'll talk with Senator Frank Blas Jr. of the Republican minority.